chapter on embracing all. Swami Shri, whom this book is centered around, was one who was in love and at ease all the time, as the title suggests. In this section of this chapter, we're learning about how he shared his love and he was at ease no matter who he was talking to. He was happy to help, especially the underrepresented, the minorities. To embrace all is to discern what someone needs in the moment without being told, even if it is a small gesture of recognition or appreciation. Swami Shri possessed a remarkable ability to catch such subtleties. When Swami Shri visited the homes of his devotees, his bhaktas in Sanskrit, the men bhaktas were often so excited that they made a fuss of Swami Shri's Brahmacharya Maryada, which means celibacy discipline. Swami Shri would stop them from ushering the women out of the room or the kitchen, or even asking them to turn around. And when they insisted on clearing the room or path, swiftly Swami Shri took matters into his own hands. Swami Shri also never ignored Bhai Bhaktas, which is a beautiful term that refers to his female devotees, and always highlighted their contributions to the workforce, home life, families, satsang, which means true association, and overall society, to further ensure others did not gloss over them either. Swami Shri stepped out of a bhakta's car and noticed that the family members and neighbors inside Motilal Chug's narrow suburban London home were scrambling to clear the tapered foyer and kitchen. They knew that Swami Shri would not be able to get to the living room without passing through the cozy kitchen. The volunteers traveling with the sadhus, the monks, could hear the ladies of the home quickly leaving the kitchen as Swami Shri walked into the home. Swami Shri, too, noticed the flurry of activity. Instead of turning left into the living room, Swami Shri walked into the now still kitchen. The aroma of a roasting bhakri filled the air. Swami Shri took a whiff and realized that the bhakri was soon going to burn. He gently picked it up with his thumb and index finger and flipped it into a nearby dish. He scooped up a dollop of thick ghee, which is clarified butter, and evenly spread it as it melted on the crisp golden bhakri. I love that. He notices that they didn't finish cooking something, so he goes and finishes cooking it. It was ready to be served to Hare Krishna Maharaj, which is the image of the divine that he takes with him everywhere, with the dinner tall. He turned to the bhaktas in the hallway and said, "Serving the divine is the greatest seva, selfless service and bhakti, loving devotion. Never interrupt those who are serving unless you are going to step in and finish their seva, their service for them." He walked into the living room and met the bhaktas gathered there for his darshan, his viewing presence. He addressed the bhaktas while praising Bhai Bhaktas for their seva. "The contributions of the Bhai Bhaktas, the female devotees in our mandirs, homes and society often goes unnoticed," he began. "They too contribute to critical aspects of society. Their bhakti and seva is unmatched, their loving devotion and selfless service. Respect and appreciate their seva, for they are the backbone of our satsang and our society," he said. Though the Bhai Bhaktas were sitting on the other side of the house, they could hear Swami Shri's voice and feel his warmth. Swami Shri ensured that the prasadi bhakri, the bhakri which was offered to the divine, from Hare Krishna Maharaj's thal was brought back to the ladies. Swami Shri did more than just to save an otherwise wasted bhakri. He shared his attention to those who felt ignored or were given a limited role to play. It was his way of saying, Thank you, sorry, and I appreciate you, without saying anything at all. To embrace all is to vocally acknowledge everyone's contributions, even the little things. And Swami Shri did both so often. Swami Shri sat down for lunch 30 minutes before scheduled. I was scrambling to prepare his lunch. Krishna Vallabha Swami was still on his way from the BAPS North America headquarters in Piscataway, New Jersey. Swami Shri had gone earlier that morning to grace the offices and the volunteers who diligently served the organization over the last few years. His cook had stayed behind to tour the kitchen facilities which prepared the sanctified food made in accordance with the tradition's dietary guidelines. As a result, several people quickly came into the kitchen on the first floor to hurry me upstairs. But it was taking me time to warm the food and prepare the dough to make warm rotis. Pardon me. I left the dough in Yogi Trivedi Swami's capable hands and rushed upstairs with the thal. Bhaktas, devotees from the Old Bridge and Matawan areas of central New Jersey were sharing details about their local satsang activities in their own towns. Kiran Bhai, also known as Nigos Patel, then drew a conclusion. Swami Shri, our local satsang activities run on the strength of our Bai Bhaktas, our lady devotees. Their bhakti and seva, loving devotion and selfless service are unparalleled. Most of us often fall short on time and energy commitments. Their dedication is unfathomable. I ask that you bless us so that we can find the strength to love and serve in the way they do. Give us the inspiration and strength to find that bhakti and seva within our hearts. I remember the moment clearly. I was placing cauliflower, peas, and tomato subzi in Swami Shri's wooden bowl when I heard Swami Shri's hand gently tap on the table. That is impossible, Kiran. It will not happen. The level of outright bhakti and seva that I have seen in the Bai Bhaktas is near impossible to achieve. It is selfless. They want nothing in return. It is based on their spiritual connection with God and Guru. We can strive for it, but do not compare yourselves with them. And it is not just your local satsang activities. Our organization, and in fact, entire communities, runs on their faith and strength. Hence, respect their contributions. As a 24-year-old man, this was one of the most hands-on lessons in gender equality and respect that I learned from my guru. His appreciation and esteem inspired everyone in that room to strive for the same with women in their lives and, on a broader level, to not lose sight of their vital roles and contributions in an otherwise patriarchal environment. Swami Shri pushed back against dated customs and beliefs that women could only perform certain tasks or sevas within the organization. He would reprimand elderly bhaktas who reinforced the chauvinistic idea that women must cook or serve in the kitchen. He reminded me on several occasions that I should cook at home and give my mother time off. Your mother, has a career and works hard. She does it to provide for you and the family. You should take on meal prep and cooking so that she can rest, he said. I remember that she has health issues as well. Serve her as you would serve me. She deserves it. Despite maintaining distance, Swami Shri was always keen to help with his maryada. His celibacy was not an excuse to avoid assisting whenever possible. I'm going to pause our reading of In Love at Ease there for now. But thank you for listening. very much enjoying this section of this chapter, let alone the whole book.